What's going on, good people? It's your man's Mac James in the building. Wanting to give you a quick message. I'm not gonna make it long. It's gonna be real short and real straight to the point. Real important. Check this out. This one thing really set a lot of people back that's in my age range and older, my parents and things like that, in the black community and some people in the white community and other communities as well. But this one thing I noticed that you have a group of people that's doing well and you have a group of people that's doing not so well. And it's one thing that's the difference. That's the difference maker in between those two groups of people. And I'm going to tell you right now what it is. First, I want you to go ahead and like, subscribe, share this message. Excuse my attire. I'm just getting off work. My construction company, we doing the new builds. Anyhow, I want you to understand what I'm about to say. So buckle up. This is not going to take long. Let's get straight to it. I see people not doing well at all in life. I just seen a black dude cross the street he was off a little bit. He was talking to himself. He was dirty. And I just seen a white man in a suit cross the street and they was on the same street. And they crossed paths and I was sitting at the light. And they looked about the same age. The young white guy, he looked about 25, and the young black dude looked about 25, even though he had all this facial hair, he still looked like a young guy. And I thought to myself, I said, man, what if those roles was reversed? What if that young black man had went to college and graduated? And what if that white man or that young white person never went to college and grew up in a challenged environment? Would he be mentally ill right now? And would that black man be thinking about something very positive that he about to go do right now? You know what I mean? We as African Americans, black Americans, some of us really missed out on not getting our education earlier on, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the black women that went ahead and got their education and went ahead and you know what I mean, took it serious, and made sure they got their education. But to the black men that was caught, and we still see the thing right, we still see the same thing right now, to the black men that were caught up in the lifestyle, of making this fast money and doing this and not taking education serious, not going to college, not enrolling because it wasn't necessarily the popular thing to do in 98, in 2000, 2003. Going to school wasn't necessarily the popular thing to do. Going to college, you know what I'm saying? Some people didn't even graduate from high school. Some people didn't even graduate from middle school in our communities. You know what I'm saying? And now that a lot of us are up in age, in our 30s and our 40s and this type of thing, you see the difference between the people who went to school and got an education. Specifically speaking about the females, the black females that went to school and got the degree or got the master's, they're in a good position in life. The black men and black women that didn't go to school, that didn't get that education, that did get that master's or whatever the case may be, are struggling for the most part. Yes, as an entrepreneur, I'm an entrepreneur and I had no other choice because I did go to college, but I didn't finish. And that's just being transparent. I didn't finish. So what that does is that forces you to get it, as they say, get it out the mud. Now you got to figure out some way to get $100,000 income out of these dead end jobs, out of these, entrepreneurial situations that may not work out. You know what I'm saying? Because as an entrepreneur myself, let's just say I've opened 10 businesses. Eight of them was okay. 2, but I'm still grinding, right? But if I would have always had that bag up of that master's degree, You understand me? To fall back on anytime things get hard in the entrepreneurial space, I can go grab one of these corporate jobs and get my 100,000 back up, get my 200,000 back up. That would have been good. So when we see these white communities, no disrespect, when we see these, these prominent communities where their housing is $500,000 and $600,000, that's two people in the household with corporate jobs making like a buck each. That's a $200,000 household. One of the properties I have, the median house income is $37,000. That means one person in the house is making $37,000 to be able to take care of the whole house. Now, you break $37,000 down monthly, you're looking at about $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of things that drive people crazy. You know what I'm saying? When you're thinking about, you're not even able to explore your life. You're not able to do anything. Black men and black women are so powerful that if we were in corporate America, we will be coming up with so many solutions, so many problem solving techniques, so many things that can help these companies, you know what I mean? And that can help us go to the next level. If half of African Americans had a proper education, just a bachelor's degree, you would not see the level of poverty. You would not see the level of mental illness that you see in our community. You would not see the level of drug usage that you see in our community. When you don't have an education, and I'm standing on it, when you don't have an education, you are almost 50% destined to struggle. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes a very powerful and a very strong individual to start a business and really grind it out from the mud. You know, I bear witness. I bear witness. It's been so many times that I've wanted to just throw the towel in and say, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, it's crazy. You know, they done broke in my store, or the store down, or you know what I mean? The sales ain't coming on, or now I got to close the store because then it got too slow. All these type of things. And then I think to myself, okay, what am I going to do after I close the store? What am I going to do after, you know what I mean, I file this insurance claim and then I have to close the store? What am I going to do? You know what I'm saying? I can't go, I'm not going to go work at Amazon making, you know what I'm saying, me $15 an hour when my counterparts are making $50 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Somebody asked me the other day, you know what I'm saying? I must be an approachable looking dude, because somebody asked me the other day, said, well, why, you know, we were having a general conversation. He said, why a lot of black people seem like they always have attitudes? And I almost jumped out the chair on him, because I'm like, okay, first of all, let me help you understand what's going on and why people wake up with an attitude, or why you see people when they're automatically looking upset or automatically looking mad. You know what I'm saying? Because when you wake up, number one, and you don't have anything to look forward to, that's going to be number one that is discouraging. You know what I'm saying? When you wake up, you understand me, and you have to go to work. You know what I'm saying? And you know when you get to work and you punch that clock, you making $50 an hour. That is something, or you're working, you're actually in your craft and working on something, working on a project, working with your team. That breathes life into your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because you're a part of the team. And as us being African Americans, as us being Black Americans, we are a tribal being. So we always like to be in the group. That's why you see us in gangs. That's why you see us in, you know what I'm saying, the club, and everybody want to be in the club, 100 deep in the club, and nobody can't even move. We are a tribal, cultural based being. So we thrive when it comes to being on a team, when it comes to being part of a you know what I'm saying, a corporate citizenship. We don't thrive when we're out in the wilderness and we're left alone. That's why you see even bums, they'll excuse me, people that's less fortunate, they'll gather up together and make a little community. You know what I'm saying? Because we're community-based beings. You know what I'm saying? And our counterparts is more of the, you know what I'm saying, the explorers, and they want to kind of get away from the community, away from people. So that work from home type thing works for them well. You You know what I'm saying? And then they still get the money on top of that because they could be isolated by themselves, you know what I'm saying, and still be able to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? If you work from home and you're a Black American, you might even be frustrated because there's nothing to do. You're you know, you're solidified. You're in one place. You understand? Solitary. You understand? But anyhow, that education is so powerful that I'm going to go on a limb and say, even if you're 40, 41, 42, 44, you know, even 50, even 60, because I know a lady that was 61 and graduated and then started her career. She's 84 now in Miami. I don't want to say her name on here, but I work with her all the time. She's my mentor. She got her education at 60 something years old and started in her craft at 80 something. I mean, excuse me, and continued to go through her craft through 80. So I want to, you know, breathe some life into y'all. It's never too late. Getting that education, man, listen, dead end jobs is not going to get you nowhere. That's why they call it dead end jobs. That's exactly why they call them dead end jobs. It's because they're not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? They're not going nowhere. They designed it purposely so you will be afraid to quit it because there's nothing else. Once you get a dead end job, there's nothing else that you can do beneath that but go to eat something even worse that's paying even a lower pay. You know what I'm saying? So you see people at the bottom of the barrel trying to, you know what I'm saying, upset, you know what I'm saying, trying to really work through his dead end job just to get, you know what I'm saying, $500 at the end of the week. When you got somebody that went to college that really probably don't even like the job they're working in, that could care less, you know, they can quit this job and go get another one. They don't care. And they're making, you understand me, $1,000 a day. You know what I'm saying? They're making $300,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? $1,000 a day. And they can care less. They lay on things. Just think if you had something, if you're less than fortunate right now, you didn't get a college degree, just think how it would feel for you to cash that check. And that check is over $10,000 a month. $5,000 every 2 weeks. What could you do with $5,000 every 2 weeks? That's why you see you would qualify for so many other things if you was able to cash a check every week, every other week that said $5,000 on it. You know what I'm saying? That's over $100,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? $10,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? You can do a lot of things with that. You know what I'm saying? So what am I talking about? What am I saying here? What I'm trying to tell you all is I'm seeing my people struggling. And I'm talking about black Americans right now. I'm seeing my people struggling, and it's all based on not having a proper education. Yes, a few of us going to be business owners. Yes, even fewer are going to survive the Forex thing, because let me just speak on that. I'm going to speak on that another time. The Forex thing, if you don't got a strong mind, have you ever seen a grown man cry, put him in front of that screen, tell him trade? You know what I'm saying? And he lose. You're going to see a grown man cry. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, get back in school, because we're approaching a time where you're going to get against AI. That's putting more stress on the market. So people even with master's degrees may be having a hard time finding work now. If they're having a hard time finding work, just think what you're going to do if you got the GED. And if you don't got the GED, then you better try to figure out some truck driving, or you better try to figure out something where you're going to get some type of money. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Because what I'm seeing here, I'm based in Miami and North Carolina, in both cities. I do construction and you know, real estate in North Carolina, and I do my jewelry in Miami and that type of thing. What I see here in North Carolina when I'm here is Indians coming from India with their education, living better and more extravagant than black people that's been here their whole lives. How is that possible? They come from a poor, overcrowded country, India, and come to North Carolina, Charlotte, and live like kings and queens in some of the most highest expensive, you understand me, apartments, and some of the nicest, biggest houses, because they have their education. And they can move their whole family over here and enjoy this while you've been over here all your life, but you don't have their education, so you don't get the money. And the money is the way this democracy runs. If you don't get the money, you're going to be all bad out here. It's just the truth. You can be very spiritual. You can be very anointed. But if you don't get this money, it's going to be all bad. because that's all it depends on in this country is money, the denomination. So what I'm saying is, it's never too late to get an education, even if you got to get something. If you out here, get a CNA, get something, grab something quick, get a CNA license. You understand me? Get your CDLs, like my man said, so you can drive the big trucks. You know what I'm saying? Get something. But working at McDonald's and Wendy's at 40 or 50, or working at Walmart, you know what I'm saying, thinking that's going to get you somewhere, that's not going to get you anywhere. But in a more terrible situation that makes you want to do something evil, because you're not getting no money. You can't afford no apartments. And that leads to my other point. When I look at these apartments, because I'm in real estate, and I look at these houses, and I even look at these applicants, and you asking them, can they afford 3 times the rent $1,500? No, they can't afford. That's $4,500. They don't even make $2,000 a month. And then with this new administration getting ready to cut everything, this message is straight for y'all who are not in position right now. Please, it's never too late to get your GED. It's never too late to get into a CDL truck driving school. It's never too late to get into a CNA class. You know, things, if you don't have your GED, you got to get into things like this. If you got your high school diploma, you got to get back in school. Because if you don't, you're going to be lost. You only got about probably like a good 2 years left to try to get it right. Because once AI take over, and the people who already got the master's degrees and things like that are waiting in line for jobs, then what you gonna think is gonna happen to somebody that don't even have a GED, or don't even have a high school diploma, or don't even have a master's degree? You know what I mean? Or excuse me, a bachelor's, or at least associates. What you think gonna happen to them people? They're considering general income for people like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to keep this going long. The message of the day is, please go back to school. I don't care what age you at. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what's your situation. Take night classes, because there's somebody over there that ain't got across that border that's going to school at night and working 3 jobs in the daytime because they want it, and they're going to get it. And we can't be mad at them when they get the big $300,000 house. We can't be mad at them when they get the big $150,000 job, because they're put themselves in position. So I'm asking y'all, especially my Black Americans that's not lost their mind yet, that if you still got your faculties, because we got to take care of our people that have lost their faculties in this silent war. If you still got your faculties, get back in school. Show your kids, because ain't nobody showing these kids that school is the key in America. Period. School is the key in America. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get up off of here. Take that with a grain of salt, man. It's James Mack. You know what I'm saying? Tune in next time. Hey, man, get back in school, man, if you really want to get this money. If you really want to qualify for something, scamming sound cute, but who want to go to prison for the rest of their... Nobody can't afford to be going to prison at 40 years old, man. 35 years old, whatever the case may be. You can't afford it. By the time you get out, it's going to be flying cars. You're going to be so far behind. You ain't... Come on, man. Get back in school, people. That's all I got to say. Like, subscribe, and share this with somebody that need to hear this, man. Because a lot of people need to hear this. We ain't talking about, we ain't doing no dancing, and we ain't doing the next prank. I'm talking about real subjects, man. I'm talking about real live situations that somebody need to wake up to. Get with me.